Meanwhile, in stately Wayne Manor...
Happy Saturday, we made it through another week. Another Superhero Saturday starts right now. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. I'm so excited to have you with me today. We have another episode of Superhero Saturday where we are building the classic 1966 Batmobile. So today, for the Partwork build, we're going to still be working on that engine. We're going to be working on the cooling fan, installing the dipstick, the crankshaft. So a lot going on there on the engine side, and then for the Lego side, we're still working on the chassis and building up the rear of the car. So let's get into the build.
And in the Batcave, deep below stately Wayne Manor.
Here's issue 13, lucky number 13. Let's hope it is lucky. So we're season 1, episode 13. The magazine. And then it looks like we are assembling the crankshaft pulley as well as fitting the dipstick and the water pump. So fun stuff there. So here are our instructions. All right. And here is the parts pack. So the first thing we're doing is, so we have the cylinder block front and the dipstick. So we are just pushing that in right like that. So pretty simple. Next we are taking the crankcase oil filler cap, and we're going to be pressing that onto the crankcase oil filler pipe. So that's just going to press on just like so. And that's not coming off, so it does not say to glue, no glue required. We want this on this side of the dipstick. So we're just pushing that on, and there was a click. And yeah, that is not going anywhere. All right, so we want to bring over what we've been working on. And this is just going to push on just like so. And we are going to secure that in with 3 AM screws. And 3. All right, perfect. So now we are going to take the water pump, which is this piece here. So yeah, that's just going to go on like so. Okay, hold up the generator brackets. So we need that, which we had a few episodes ago and we didn't do anything with. Which is, again, we got this sort of weird sandwich situation happening, which I don't appreciate, actually, because it just makes it so crazy to try to hold all this stuff in, especially when the angles are so weird. Like, there's nothing to, like, how are you supposed to hold this without it doing that? All right, now let me try to get this AM in here, and that's gonna help us. That is in. Okay, so we did that crazy sandwich maneuver. Which, again, I hate those. It's so difficult to keep everything together. And all right, so now we want to take the crankshaft pulley. So it says to take the crankshaft pulley. All right, place it on your work surface so that the pole in the center is pointing upward. So now we want to take 13I. So these are supposedly stamped with numbers. The instructions say that they are numbered 4, 3, 2, and 1. However, they are all stamped number 3. so that is lovely. Alright, so I believe this one is going here, and then this one is going here. Alright, let's get this one on all the way. And then this one is going here. So this should be going on the lower, and that's going in with an RP screw, which are flanged. Okay, so that is what that is looking like. Okay, so that is it for issue 13. And then we'll bring over issue 14. So again, season 1, episode 14. And then here we're going to fit the fan to the front of the engine block as well as install 3 belts. So this should be a hoot. All right, so here is the parts and instructions. All right, so let's get into this. So here is the parts pack for issue 14. Okay, so we do have our 3 belts here. Right here, we have our fan. So the first thing we want to do is take 2 brackets. Take 14H. So they're just calling this is bracket B, and this is bracket A. So we are going to be securing those together with an AM screw. All right, so that is put together. Now we are taking the steering pump cover and the power steering pump. I believe that is these pieces here. Yes. And this has a little keyhole pattern, so it can only go in one way. And that's going in with a BP screw. Now remember, our favorite little, even though they have that keyhole pattern and that little tab, sometimes they just want to spin, so you have to be very careful. Alright, so we got that in. So now we're taking this piece and we're putting that on there, and that's going in with an RP screw, which is one of these little flange screws. Alright, so there is that. And now we are taking the power steering reservoir, and that is just going right on here. And that's not coming off, so no need to glue. Okay, so now we need to bring over what we've been working on. Okay, so now I believe we are going to take this, yes, and we have another little sandwich situation. So we're gonna, these 2 holes that we did not use to secure this in on the last step, we are going to use in this step. And these are these UP screws, they're very long. Okay. And that is what that is looking like. So we want to take one of the belts, and they're all the same size. So now this is going to go around this end here. Alright, it might be easier to put it on. Let's see, 1, 2, it's going on the 3rd one. All right, so that is going on just like that. All right, so now we are taking this. It's going on there. This going on there. And then this is going on there. All right, now we're taking the fan blades. So of course they couldn't give us all the fan blades. No, of course not. They give us these crazy pieces like this to put together. All right, so that's going to go on there like that. And then this. Ah, I see. Okay. So maybe not as crazy as it seems. So that's going there, and that's going there. So those kind of click in. And then again, we have our P screw, which is one of these flange screws. All right, let me just try to place this on there first. There we go. That's easier. All right, okay, so there is that. And then I believe the final step is we are just going to be putting these final two pulleys on. I say that like it's going to be a super breeze. Like, oh yeah, we're just going to put these two pulleys on, no big deal. Okay, so again, this kind of baffles me. Like, why did we put this fan on before we put the pulleys on? Like, why didn't we put these pulleys on first? All right, and those are not very tight on there, but that is that. Okay, so that is all there is to do in issue 14. So let me get this cleared away, and we will move on to the Lego version. All right, so here's where we left off. On the Lego version, we have, so the chassis, I believe we worked on this area last episode. So let's get into steps 37 through 42. Okay, that is it for this episode. That is steps 37 through 42. Again, we're concentrating on this area here. Let's bring over what we have done so far. This is where we're at so far. Let me get this a little closer here. So we worked on this area in the Lego build, and then we got the engine together. We put the fan on. We got the pulleys. So this is looking great. So that concludes the building today. So again, we keep plugging along on that engine and working on that chassis. So hopefully we'll start seeing some similarities soon. I think if you've been following the DeLorean series, I think by this time we had started to see a little bit of similarities. We had more of the frame of the DeLorean done by now, but we'll see. So let's take a quick look at the summary of what we did this week. So for the Partwork build, we completed 18 steps, used 23 parts. For the Lego build, we completed 9 steps and used 32 parts. And total to date for the Partwork build, we have completed 115 steps and used 146 parts. And for the Lego build, we have completed 96 steps and used 241 parts. All right, so we just keep moving right along with this build. So remember, please like, subscribe, share this video, comment down below, like if you have any questions, like how do Partwork builds work, any other questions or comments that you might have, I'd be happy to answer. But until we see each other again, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And remember, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you very soon.